I woke up Monday morning, said goodbye to Jay and his wife, Becky, and got in the car and headed to Colorado. I arrived in Fruita, Colorado later that afternoon and was able to spend some time with my good friend. I think it's going. Is it going right now? I think we are. Hi. Yeah, I just left Price, had a wonderful time with the family that I stayed with, Jay and Becky. Had a great interview with their pastor, David. Was able to attend a revival type of a service in the Pentecostal church, which was just phenomenal. Oh my gosh. I can see why the Pentecostal church is probably one of the fastest growing Christian churches in the world. A few years ago, I know that it was the fastest growing religion in Latin America. Anyway, very interesting. The preaching was on fire. I'd seen something like it on television before, but it was a different thing to be right there in the middle of it. And it reminded me, and I hope nobody gets offended on this, it reminded me a little bit of the chanting and the Hare Krishna chants that we do when I go there. I really love being around people who are so sincere in their worshiping and so focused on how they're worshiping. A little bit like the Genesis group that meets in Cottonwood Heights every month. A little more active audience than what I was used to growing up. So I'll post a few of those videos. I actually took one or two. They sang Amazing Grace, which was beautiful rendition. I only got part of it. I missed some of the better parts, but anyway, you'll get an idea about that. If you're interested, you'll watch it. You'll know it's coming. I've been thinking a little bit more. Anyway, I'm on the Colorado Plateau right now. I think I showed some video of it earlier. But very nice stuff. I think I'll take the phone off. I'm in the passing lane. I'm in the slow lane on a passing hill. There's nobody coming, and nobody on my side. The traffic's coming the other direction. There's a lane between us. So don't do this. What I'm doing here, don't you do ever. But here it is, and you can kind of get an idea of the Colorado Plateau through my dirty windshield. It sprinkled and blew a little bit last night in Price, and so I didn't get the car washed, and I should have done that. But those of you who have been on this road know where I am. Those of you who don't know where I am or have never been on this road to Green River from Price, you have an idea of what it looks like. I'm not saying you don't have to do it, but at least you know what it looks like. Anyway, I think we're still going here. Okay. So the revival thing was great, and then I got to go up in the mountains. They took me for a little ride up there, and it was incredible. Jay is just such a student of the world, and he opened my eyes to a lot of things, and I think we touched hearts. Makes me think that this trip is going to be hopefully heart expanding and not just heart breaking, as I get attached to people and as we say goodbye. And some people I'll never see again. And so it'll be an interesting journey. It's like I can compare it to when I was a Mormon missionary, to the transfers. You get involved with people, and I get involved. We get on a level with these questions, the 3 dream questions. We get involved on a very feeling level. People that I've talked to have not expressed their dreams sometimes and haven't thought about them, and it becomes a very intimate experience, and so it's a really close experience, and it's a bonding that happens in a very short period of time. And it may not be as deep a bonding as some other types of bondings, but it feels pretty deep. I'm thinking a little bit about addressing where at least one of the ideas came from for the 3 dream questions. The last question is about the advice that you would give to younger people. And my students since the 1990s, early 1990s, I had a special assignment where they could make up any work that they missed by interviewing people on their vacation, if they missed it as they were traveling somewhere. And they would have to interview 4 or 5 different people and ask them questions, take pictures of them, prepare a PowerPoint or a Google slideshow about these people, and they'd ask different questions about, and then the last question was always, what advice would you give to a classroom full of 14 and 15-year-olds in Orem, Utah? So that's where that 3rd question, I think, had its origins, is what advice would you give to young people? And sometimes I think I should mix them up and put that one at the first, because some of you will watch the videos and you watch the first little bit and you say, oh, that's interesting, and then you go to the next one. When sometimes that information at the end, that advice, is really, really profound and very, very timely. From my perspective as an old person, it's like I probably, if I was a 14 or 13-year-old watching it, I don't know how I would have been listening to people giving advice. I know that I wasn't always very good at following advice that I got from loved ones, so why should I follow the advice of strangers? But overall, there's some really good stuff coming out. And sometimes the gold in the interviews lies in the last 2 or 3 minutes of the whole interview. Anyway, thank you, those of you who are watching. Oh, I wanted Kiki to know that was one of my interviews. Her interview has become popular in Indian, and I'm talking about people from India, adolescents from India, are watching her interview in New York City. There's a community of Indians whose parents are mixed heritage. They're Anglo-Americans with people from India. And their kids are having a little bit of a hard time coming up with identities within the culture in the United States. Are they American or are they Indian? And which culture do they adopt, or do they adopt both of them, or they ignore both of them? And so Kiki, if you're listening or watching, your interview has made it at least across this continent. And I know some of you are being followed in France and Europe. I think maybe all of them are. I only get about 75% are from the United States. So somebody somewhere else is watching as well. So very cool. Bless you. I'm going to Colorado right now to Fruita. I'm going to meet a friend that I've known for, 41 years. She and her husband live in Fruita, Colorado. So the next time you see me or hear from me, if you decide to continue, will be from Fruita, Colorado. Bless you. Thank you. I love you all. And, I don't know. Well, I guess, I love all of you. If you've gotten this far in this one, I love you for your perseverance. God bless.